everyone, Joe here from ActionX. Welcome to What's on the Tuber. Welcome back. This is your 7th Reacher Season 2 episode review. We're here. We're at the penultimate episode of the whole shebang. The whole season is coming to an end next week. Which, again, it's been time goes by fast when you're reviewing show. Literally, you're just starting a season, and then the next thing you know, your season's ending. It's bittersweet, mind you. It's bittersweet. It's very. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about it. Like this season of Reacher has been so far fucking awesome. I apologize for my language, but it is fucking awesome. I definitely think it's one of I'm still debating whether or not I should rank this in the 2023 category, like 2024. I think I'm gonna rank it 2023 because I reviewed majority of it last year, and yeah, I think it's one of the best things I've reviewed in terms of in a while. And again, I'm not trying to talk smack about the other shows I have reviewed. It's just it's just so rare of how even an average mid episode has managed to get me into the story. It's not that common right now. It really isn't. But no. I think this episode was the right mood, the right motivation. Kind of hit a little too close to home in certain parts, which I'm like, damn. First you're in New York, and then you mentioned something that I kind of had to not kind of go through directly, but kind of go through it indirectly, if that makes sense. I'm trying to devote too much of my personal life, but I'm like, oof, that there was a part where I'm like, yeah, that's it's not a bad thing for the show. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying for me, I'm like, I wasn't I felt a little uncomfortable. I felt a little uncomfortable with that for once in my life. But honestly, I think this episode just was paced very well. The suspense is there. Again, there's my only little critique is that there's still certain things we didn't get in this episode, which I'm like, yeah, we still have one more episode left, and I'm like, I don't know. This is the one issue with most TV shows. You can always start off your season amazingly, but it's just how you land the season. It's are you really gonna land the ship 100%? I'm hoping so. I really am, but I'm just I don't know. I feel like it's either going to be a throwaway line or a cutaway, or I don't really know 100%. But we'll see how it all goes. We'll see. But for now, I think this episode was still great. Besides the little two nitpicks, I definitely felt again, this is going the direction of they're going to do it. They will land the ship correctly. I'm just withholding a little bit, gotta be a little careful. I gotta be a little careful here. But before I continue on, or before we get to the Butcher recap, I've been a little bit busy, doing a lot of editing. We just launched a brand new show a couple days ago, or I think yesterday. I forgot what exactly. Called After the Theater. Thank you so much for that strong start over there. It is our strongest start ever for any ActionX series ever. I think since Total Drama High, which I'm that was so many years ago. We have not had a show produced by me that has launched so well since I was a boy, since I was a kid. And not to say Let Joe Talk, all the other shows I produced since then weren't great, but it's just they never reached the masses like they are. So thank you so much for it. And also Reacher in general, our entire every Reacher season 2 episode review sub-series that we've been doing has been again one of the it breaks new records. Which again, thank you so much, very much. Thank you very much. I'm always happy to do these reviews. I'm very happy you're enjoying the content. I'm very happy that people are listening to me somehow. Listening to me, basically, man crush over a very tall, buskier man for 8 weeks. Well, technically 10 weeks, since we're going to do a couple more things afterwards. But yeah, no, thank you so much. I'm very, very appreciative of your support. Thank you very much. So that being said, let's go for the Butcher recap and talk about this week's episode of Reacher. Apologies. My throat is dry. I literally had a phone call before, and then I forgot to lubricate my mouth. Not like that. So we pick up the next morning after the last episode. Russo's dead. R.I.P. Such a good man. Such a very, very stoic, bold man. I don't know why the hell I said that. I'm stupid sometimes. And they're just kind of assessing the whole thing, trying to just comprehend what just happened. They are a little shell-shocked, but at the same time, it is Reacher we're talking about. He's not going to feel fully emotional over the whole thing. And they're just trying to figure out the next motivation. Right now they gotta let the woman and her daughter get away from here, out of the crossfire of Langley, because now they were this close to getting Langley. Now they're kind of a few steps back again, because they're not gonna have another opportunity to bring Langley out in the corner. They also want to go after the I think it was the captain that Russo talked to in the last episode before he died. So most likely there's a connection there of how Russo eventually ended up dying. So Reacher's definitely got to teach him a lesson or two. Reacher's also like they're listing off like names of like people they can trust right now of like who can take over the these two individuals, and they mention the detective from the officer from Margrave. And again, the one that Reacher was teamed up with / slept with for a little bit last season, and Dixon's just looking at her like, oh, who is she? Who is she? He's like, she's a friend. I'm like, she knows. She knows you did her, man. She knows. Yeah, like women always know. For some reason, the one thing I've learned in the history of like the last 10 years of my life, women always know what the hell you mean. So, sorry about that. Even for you, sorry about that. O'Donnell comes in with a bunch of candy, only one Clark bar, and the girl takes it from Reacher. And Reacher's just like, he's trying to be nice to the kid. Like, I think that's the one soft spot he does is like kids. And he doesn't want to take the bar away from her, but like he was this close to like debating like just to swipe it out of her hand, and I think he just took a Three Musketeers or something like that. So they're gonna split up again. Reacher and Neely are gonna go after the captain from last episode, while O'Donnell and Dixon are tasked with just making sure that these two are going to find a way. Dixon remembers that she had a landlord previously from years ago that was very nice, very supportive to her. They still are kept in touch with each other. Very off-the-grid Buffalo, so they're going to send her back up there, so they got to make sure everything's all right with that front. I want to say, yeah, after that moment, yeah, so after that, we cut over back to... did we go back to AM yet? I don't believe so. I'm probably gonna get this out of the way because I'm probably gonna forget. I know there's a scene where AM meets up with the driver who stole the missiles from a few episodes ago. They meet up. And now they're heading off to go find the new tech associate who's gonna install Little Wing into these missiles. That's literally it. That's like my one critique is like we finally see AM again, and again, last episode prior, such a cool scene. This episode's like, yeah, we're just pandering a lot. We're getting to that moment. We're getting to like where we need to go, which again is understandable. But at the same time, it's like, the way you introduce this character, I was expecting a little bit more, and I'm still expecting a little bit more, but like you already have like a very tight final episode to do so. But we'll get to more about that, hopefully next time. Reacher and Neely show up at the house of the captain. And English is basically saying, like, yeah, if you want to kill this motherfucker, go kill him. Like, we lost one good man yesterday. Let's take down a bad one, make the balance scaled again. And Reacher's like, I got this. The guy's still there. He's packing up his stuff. And literally, like, he just has a duffel bag full of money. It's like, you might want to hide this. Like, I don't know what the plan is if you're going to go domestic or international. Like, you should find a better way to hide all this money before you even think about, like, doing anything else. Reacher shows up, immediately gets the drop on him. And just like, hey, look, I'm gonna give you an opportunity. Speak your mind. You might get out of this, unscathed. The guy's like, nah, I'm gonna try because I ain't gonna die. Reacher literally like kicks his desk into his leg, and I'm just like, the quads, they're a little protected, but he's a little older, so I'm like, I can imagine the pain that's like pressing on his muscles, his veins, his bones. Like I could definitely feel for him right now as Reacher is trying to get answers out of him. He does admit that, yeah, he did tell Langley about, Russo getting on them, but he was kind of hoping Langley was going to show up with a bundle of money like he did for the captain and be done with it. But nope, he just immediately decided to go kill him. He didn't want to, but like at the same time, Reacher's like, you still did that regardless what you ended up, choosing at the end. Like, now he's dead. A good man is dead because of you, because you're a coward. And all you want to try to do is like shoot me and get the hell out of here, which is not going to happen. He keeps pressing him for answers, and Reacher's like, okay, fine, you told me everything you need to know. And the guy stupidly, again, the guy was in the army. I don't know if he knows anything about Reacher, but like, this guy was in military service. And your first option is to try and kill him, and then he dies. And I'm like, yeah, of course, that was undoubtedly gonna happen. And Reacher just takes back the freaking ball of money, like one pack of money, gives it back to Neely to pay her back, which I'm like, that is just golden perfect. And I'm like, at the same time, it's like, I'm kind of bummed because I wish that was the stinger for the end of season 2, where like he pays her back randomly. That was kind of my hope, and then they were like, nah, we're just gonna wrap it up here, which I'm like, damn it. I'm a little bummed. I'm a little bummed by that. I'm a little bummed. It's not a negative thing. I'm just personally a little bummed by that. O'Donnell gets the taxi service ready for the two to figure it out. He also gives them the Marvel Studios baseball camouflage technique of just like put the baseball over your head. You should be fine. And even he's like, yeah, nah, this isn't gonna work. Like, here's another thing you can do. And he tells them like, yeah, don't worry, like it's all gonna be fine now. You're gonna be safe. Just wait out for a while. Wait till this entire thing blows over. Then you can come back home, resume your normal life. So they get sent off, and just like a private taxi driver for $5,000, which I'm like, yeah, you know what, $5,000, not the end of the world. Plus, I'm pretty sure they're keeping it on the down low. So I'm like, yeah, that's not a fair. That's not like an unfair amount to pay for them. Dixon tells O'Donnell, like, at this point in the case, like, if he wants to back out, it's nothing against them. Like, the three of them can finish off this mission on their own. And O'Donnell's a little insulted by them, but like, Dixon has to remind him, like, yeah, you have kids. Like, of the three of us, you have something to lose. Like, your kids could lose a father. Your wife could lose a husband. Like, we're just saying, it's not a coward to think about your kids. It's not. If you want to back out now, you can back out. And he's like, nope, I'm going to stay to it. I'm going to, stay through to the very end. And that's all that needs to happen. Eventually, yeah, so I forgot one of the things that the captain tells Reacher and accordingly Neagley that, like, the guy that would know where Langley would be next is the guy that tried to shoot Russo, which Reacher clarified he's dead. But he's like, nope, he's just in very critical condition, but he is alive. So you can go get him right now in the hospital before, the police have their way with him. So they go in there, they change outfits to smocks to sneak into the hospital. And it's just like not even that hard. It's just like they go in. Richie just like wakes him up, puts his hand on his big freaking broad hands on his neck, and I'm just like, not even 5 seconds. Not even 5 seconds after waking up, he's like, you're already like near death again. The guy doesn't know anything again, like just the usual like I don't know nothing. It was just like, I'm gonna take the syringe and just blast a bunch of air into your catheter, which will destroy your insides. And I'm just like, damn, that is fucking brutal to destroy your own body part from within. It very much is. And maybe you could probably tell that is the private thing. I'm not saying I went through it, but I will say I kind of had to like see it, and needless to say more. I had some sort of experience similar to this. Not to say I am Reacher, but I'm just saying like. It was kind of closing it a little close to home, in my opinion. I think after that point, so he starts injecting a little bit of the air inside of it, which fucking hurts, because again, like, air is not supposed to like breathe naturally with the organs. The organs are not meant to have air on them. Nonetheless, get air like directly thrown into. That's not how it works. So. Yeah, so Reacher's doing that. The guy confesses, like, yes, Langley's going to be at a facility tomorrow at 5. That's all I know. And Reacher's is like, okay, you know what? You still killed Russo, so here's what we're going to do. It's not going to be uncommon if someone recognizes that you died because of a destroyed bladder. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to put this needle back in your catheter. I'm going to blow all this air in, and you're going to die. And no one's gonna bat an eye. And I'm just like, my actions have suddenly much more weight and feeling, and at the same time for Reacher, for this guy, I'm like, damn, that's just not a good way to go. It's a quick way to go, but like it's very fucking painful, They're on their way out, but they discover another person. I'm assuming one of Langley's meant to go kill the guy before they ended up doing it for him. And they're like, playing a little bit of like, like, okay, what do we do? Like, should we like, tackle him here, or like, wait, figure out a way to get him outside? The guy literally just takes a woman and like starts running it for the hills. The two split up. They go to like a basement, not an underground basement, but like I guess the lower levels of the hospital. Which, fun story. I actually went to a pretty desolate part of a hospital once because I won't get too much into details, but I went in on Christmas Eve, so the weekend of Christmas. I went to a different part of the hospital by accident, and it was completely empty. Like, there was just No but. I just went in an elevator. I pressed the button. I went for all the floors because I was confused on where I had to actually go. And then I was like, oh, I'm in a completely different side of the building. It's already closed for the fucking holidays. So imagine just being in an empty corridor by yourself. So I could definitely feel where Neagley was coming from here. She eventually corners him into one of the testing rooms, and he's about to like shack off her face with like one of those like miniature saws, if you know which one I'm talking about. Reacher comes in, takes out the extension cord, instantly kicks his ass, and the guy literally falls neck first into the saw, and it starts like grinding on his neck, which I'm like, yeah, I don't think I can eat after that. I don't think I can eat after this episode. I don't think so. I think I lost my appetite here. So they gotta get out of here. They get the cell phone off the dude. They call Langley again, which I'm like, we're inching closer to that beatdown that Reacher wants to give to Langley. We're inching closer to that. I'm just like, the moment that punch hits the face, I'm gonna be freaking happy. I can't wait for next week. What happens after that point? So they call and they let him know what's going on. Langley's like, okay, fine. You know what? I notice you've been taking down a lot of my men lately. I'm not blind to it. I know what you're doing. So I need to get a little bit of retribution, a little bit of insurance of my own. So they took O'Donnell and Dixon. And I'm like, so it's clear to see that, again, it could be an outnumbered thing. I don't know. We didn't get to see that moment. Maybe I did, and I was like distracted for a second. Who knows? But pretty sure we didn't get that scene. But the fact that, they took the kid. No, not the kid. I'm thinking of something else. My bad. They took both of them, and I'm just like, damn it. So basically, if Reacher wasn't there, like, they would have been fine. So like the moment they split up, this is why number one rule in team shows: you don't split it up because that's when people are going to get taken. Please. So never, please, if you're part of a team, never split up your group. Never, never, ever. Reacher decides to buy a little bit of time, saying that, well, Neagley's dead. I gotta take a while to get through interrogation and everything like that. So give me a few hours. I'll be there tonight. Just give me the location and I'll be there. And Langley's like, okay. But if you show up with any backup, any cavalry, they're both going to die. So just be very well aware of your actions. So they buy a little bit more time while Reacher and Neagley have to figure out, like, what's their battle plan now? How can they, figure this out? How can they save them but at the same time beat Langley? Because, it's all coming down to the wire here. They really don't have much of an option. They need their own team, like a new team, basically, to make up for the old team that got kidnapped. But before we get to any of that, actually no wait, but before I forget, is that Reacher calls the politician from a couple episodes ago and asks him, okay, you know what, you want to help me out? Fine. I need your private staff. I need certain documents for any certain things paid off, and then after that, yeah, I'll do it for you. And he's like, great, it's great to be in business with you, but just to let you know, I'm sorry for just my actions in the end, but just like at the end of the day, I am thinking of like the public's best safety in mind. I just had no idea if this was going to end up being the way it is. And Reacher's like, I don't care. Just give me your people, give me your men, and like, give me what I need. And then, yeah, well, you'll get your thing squared away. Then we get a flashback to the special investigators after the last episode's flashback, where we got to see Reacher and Dixon basically get told by the colonel that, like, yeah, their operation is not approved at the end because, the person who's getting promoted was, that was his direct supervision. And, the fact that if that got out before his promotion, that would be like, did he know? Like, that this entire thing was under our noses and he didn't know and we're promoting this guy? Like, they basically do not want to ruin the promotion. And Reacher's like, okay, sure. And then the next day he's like, yeah, so I'm letting y'all know by tomorrow or something like that, this team will be disbanded. But we still have a chance to pull off the operation. Just letting you know, if you participate, you are basically destroying your career in the Army. You will probably never, ever get any further than you are today. So if you do want to proceed, you can. Just be aware of the consequences. Otherwise, you can leave. I won't hold it against you for once. And you could be on your merry way. And everyone's like, nope, we're staying through to the end. They're all loyal. They're all ready to finish the mission. So that night they head up to one of the outposts where we find just 3 lone army men about to prepare for a shipment. And the team shows up. They immediately get them, and they're like, put your arms down. We're gonna find the drugs. They search every single army car. They cannot find a single thing. And they're a little concerned, maybe maybe it's already gone. Maybe it's maybe it was just a misunderstanding, false information. Drew from Degrassi kicks a tire out of anger because they couldn't find anything, and Richard's like, wait, hold on a second, and then he looks in the tires like, yeah, that's how they transport the cocaine. It's in the tires, and they like but start busting open like, yeah, this is it, this is over. It's game over for them. But he's like, not really, it's not quite game over just quite yet. The buyers show up, ready for their merchandise, and they start shooting up the army, the team. So all of them like do a little bit of a badassery. They all help take out the guy, take out their own fellow army men. Honestly, it was a really well done scene. You're just seeing a whole team in action. Like, I think this is the only like team moment we'll ever get to see from the show. But like, yeah, no, this was very nice to say the least. Very much like showcase how much of a unit they are all together. And yeah, so from there they catch the last guy. It's all over. They're turning them in, and then the next day they already know, yeah, we're getting fired. We're getting let go. Like, let's start packing our stuff, having our last day together as a team. And yeah, closing down shop, which is for Reacher. He's like, he's just sitting there, like, just chilling. I'm like, yeah, I don't care. Like, it is what it is, But we had fun. We at least had some fun along the way. Even Dixon's like, I'm gonna miss this team. I would want to meet you guys someday somewhere around the road. And freaking Reacher's is like, you really want to see these numbskulls again? And they start singing a song. I forgot what the song is. I know the song. I just don't remember the name of the song. They're all starting to sing it. They're all starting to get in the grooves of it. And then the Colonel comes in like super like pissed off, super aggravated. Just like, he just got yelled off by his superior about like just everything. The promotion's off, and they're just pissed. And I'm like, just in general, like, that these guys, this team, literally found there was an army conspiracy, illegal activity happening under their own shoe. They found it, and they're getting punished. It's like, you can't even do the good right thing anymore. You can't, because the people in power just like refuse to accept that they're wrong. So they're all dismissed. They're all done. That's basically it. That's it. He did promise them like, yeah, somehow you're going to pay for your actions, and that is how it's going to be. So he leaves, and the team just decides to resume their little party going on here, and even Drew from Degrassi starts hanging out the photos of the team back in their first hangout together. So that's kind of like, a memento of their time together, except for Reacher, because Reacher is not the sentimental type whatsoever. So then we cut back over to Reacher and Neely scoping out the complex. Very, very well tied, very, very secured. No way they're gonna get in, like, sneaking in wise without like alerting themselves. And it's kind of becoming apparent that, like, yeah, like there's kind of no way in there without, like, having to play the old Trojan horse game. And obviously Reacher being the only physically capable one to like hold a punch or two, he's gonna volunteer himself to go in. Neely's like, like, I wouldn't recommend them, but at the same time, like, I know that's our team that's in there. Like, we got to save them. But, like, at the end of the day, like, you might die. There's a chance, like, we may not be able to get to you in time, and you might die. And Richards is like, okay, it's part of life. You live, and then you die. I'm just like, damn, this freaking man is just, like, so morbid. But I still love his code of conduct. I still love it. O'Donnell and Dixon are getting tortured slowly, and then, thankfully, they don't really go that far in until Reacher shows up at the front gate ready for the trade-off, which they do, and then I'm just like, okay, here it is, setting the stage. They're all together in a way. Now they got to fight their way out. They got to stop the missiles from coming in. We still need to figure out where the hell Swan is. We haven't seen him yet. What the hell is AM's like real function? Like, is he gonna have like any more real character moments after this, or is he just like a man of a ghost? Who the hell knows? There's still so much left to answer, but for now, that was it for this week's episode of Reacher. Which I still enjoyed. The flashback was great. All the scenes in the hospital, freaking painful as shit, but at the same time, it's just like, damn, they're not willing to shy away from that. They're not willing to. Little disappointed that we didn't get a little bit more answers in this episode. That they're saving them for the next. I would have rather get something out of this one, but you know what? It is what it is. We'll see how it all ties together. But like right now, like they're still on pace of makings of an amazing season. It's just. We're still waiting. Gotta get that last episode. That's all we really need to get. That's all we really need. But until then, that's all we gotta hold out for. That's all we gotta wait for. But for now, again, this is another 2 out of 2 for me. Two thumbs up. I enjoyed it a lot. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this week's episode of Reacher. I would love to hear your thoughts down below, as always. But I believe that's going to do it for me today, everyone. So if you're unaware, this has been What's the Two from ActionX, reviewing every episode in the second season of Reacher. If you want to know what we're doing during What's the Two besides our Reacher episode reviews. Right now we have a brand new show on ActionX called After the Theater. We reviewed the Flash movie, so go check that out right there on youtube.com/ActionX videos. But on the What's in the Tube side, we're only doing Reacher right now. Next week we'll be doing our finale review for this whole season, and then afterwards, the week afterward, we're going to get to a season 3 predictions video, which won't be that long, but like, you know, still in general, we still are going to do it. And then the week after that, we'll be doing our season 2 definitive review for the season, and I will wrap up our Reacher coverage for the year, maybe. Maybe we'll get season 3 before the end of the year. Who the hell knows? But again, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. Like, favorite, share if you want to. Ring that bell and follow us on social media. But until we see each other again, thank you so much for watching. But until then, stay safe out there. Be good to each other. And as always, peace out.